The reason I think they only ever complain and they never sort of give a solution or suggest a solution as to why or how you could improve NBA All-Star Weekend is because I don't think they ever define the problem properly, meaning they never really get to the root of the problem, and if you don't do that, you can never really truly solve the problem. So all they ever really do is complain. So today we're going to talk about what the actual problem is, what the root of it is, and then how to fix it. The way I see it, the problem has two major prongs. So the second prong is just the mere fact that NBA players, professional athletes in general, are severely overpaid. So for 5 years of your life, you play basketball, and then you're set for life, not just for life, but for generations. So that idea of like, how am I gonna provide for myself and my family, that disappears. Think about if you no longer ever had to think about how you're going to provide for yourself and your family, if you never had to worry about that ever again, how different your life would be, how much more carefree your life would be if you didn't have to ever think about or worry about that ever again. So my point being, because NBA players get paid so much money, why should they care? The term professional athlete gets thrown around because it makes them sound super impressive and important, but the reality is they are professional entertainers. What we want is competitiveness. We want them to care. But when they don't care and they don't try and they don't compete, we don't care either. And when you're severely overpaid, you're set for life, especially like at the NBA All-Star Weekend. They don't care. Why should they? Well, that's the problem with the NBA All-Star Weekend is players don't have a pride in being an NBA player or All-Star, and they're way overpaid, so why should they even try? So now let's talk about what we can actually do to actually at least try to have an impact and help solve this problem. So now that we've defined what the root of the problem for the NBA All-Star and lack of competition is, unfortunately, there really is no easy and readily available solution to that problem. Really, the only solution I can see to trying to make players care again so they actually really compete again is to drastically reduce their salaries to more realistic numbers. So really the only way that we can have an impact on bringing these crazy, outrageous salaries down is by boycotting the NBA. Everything related to it. Everything and anything that has anything to do with the NBA. That's the only way to bring these salaries way back down. By us making it clear that the reason we're doing this is because NBA players don't care. Of course, the problem is nobody's gonna do that. And the only way we can really do that as fans is to boycott, is we make an impact with our wallets. We close our wallets, we stop watching everything, we unsubscribe from everything in terms of social media, and we stop watching and we start boycotting. Yes, boycotting the NBA is a radical and extreme solution, but desperate times call for desperate measures, and really, technically, it's our fault as a people, as a society, as a culture. So it's our fault. At some point, we agreed to pay these outrageous prices, and so it's now on us to reset all of that. The fastest, most extreme way that I can think of to reset the price and bring it back down is to do something extreme and radical like boycotting everything. We also have to figure out a way to send the message at the same time that the reason we are boycotting is because the NBA players don't care because they are overpaid. Am I gonna boycott? No. I mean, I'm already kind of boycotting to a degree because I don't really watch a whole lot of regular season NBA. I don't watch regular season NBA basketball. But am I gonna boycott altogether? Am I going to unsubscribe from all of the NBA related social media that I see every day? No, not by myself. I'm not just gonna be the one person who suddenly goes clueless about what's going on in the NBA because I'm a one-man boycott. If other people, millions of other people boycott, then I'll join, but I'm not going to do it by myself, and I'm sure that's what everyone else is thinking as well, so that means nobody's going to boycott, and the problem is going to get worse and worse over time, unfortunately.